Hey, grandparenting friends, it's March and we've been talking about health this month. And as I've said before, that always convicts me when I get on it because I know I'm not in primo shape like I was at age 25. And I bet sometimes you feel the same way. If you don't, then I applaud you. If you have taken great care of yourself, I do applaud you. That is so sincere because you know the value of it if you haven't done it. So let's talk today about setting realistic health goals with quality of life in mind. And when I say that with quality of life in mind, I don't know about you, but these are not quiet, totally relaxed, easygoing, all the time in the day years for me. I feel like I'm busier than I've ever been. And so the more I need to take care of my health, the harder it's getting because I go from morning till night. And I've heard a lot of retirees say that. I am not a retiree, I'm still working, but I hear a lot of people say that we hit these years and we just get so busy, whether it's, retirement activities or business activities. So quality of life means you need some sanity. You need to have balance in things. And as we look at both our physical health and our mental health, we need to keep that in mind. So here are a few thoughts. How to set some goals and plan accordingly. And first of all, I would say just assess where you are currently. What is the current state of your physical health, your mental health, and what might some of those goals look like? And I know a lot of times we talk health, we immediately go right to weight loss, but that isn't the only health goal we need to have. And I'll give you a funny example. One of my bugaboos in my health is if I drink coffee every day, I have blood pressure problems. And it's real. We've tracked it. If I quit drinking coffee, my blood pressure drops considerably. And so a goal for me that is for quality of life and health is to just be either no coffee at all or very seldom and enjoy it. I do love it. It's hard to give it up, but I'd much rather give up coffee than have high blood pressure problems that are serious. So things like that, examine your life. Is there something in your diet, your habits that is really a simple thing to adjust and have a better quality of life and better health? Rest and sleep patterns, those get crazy too as we get older. Another simple one, drinking more water than soda or coffee or other liquids that are full of sugar and whatnot. I just feel better if I drink water most of the time, and I try real hard and do fairly well. In fact, as you see, I always have my bottle of water next to us when we're filming. And then other dietary changes, of course, that you might want to make for weight loss and for general better health. What are your mental health goals? You may want to think there about things like toxic relationships, finding a community that is good for you. It's social and it's like-minded, like interest people, interest groups, book clubs. And then personally, what can you do if you're having mental health struggles? What do you need to do as far as obtaining professional help? Or maybe as simple as journaling and getting some of your thoughts out on paper and thinking through your issues. I know sometimes when we're struggling with decisions and whatnot, something as simple as putting together a pro and con list, there is something about writing it down on paper and looking at it, and suddenly things become clear, choices become clear, decisions and future goals become much more clear sometimes when we write a pro and con list. And then, of course, like I mentioned already, professional help. If we need it, we need to set those goals and make it happen. Make the phone call, find the right counselor or counseling center and get some assistance. And then, from there, they'll advise and give advice on things like meds and whatnot. Special conditions. When we're setting health goals, and I think especially in our older years, sometimes we need to take a moment and examine special conditions. And, they may be physical limitations. It's not as easy to walk in snow. I used to go for walks in the snow all the time. Now it's a little more difficult, and I'm a little more sensitive to the idea of slipping and falling on ice and yada yada. And so, we need to look at those things and take care of ourselves and be a little more careful. We've definitely seen, elder clients with injuries that really, that becomes the downturn of their quality of life. And so there are ways to avoid that if we just are careful. Safety, whether we're in the city, country, etc. What's safe to do now as an older person? Time, making it easier, not bad time. Don't pressure ourselves into something that is so miserable we don't find any joy in it. Schedules for work and travel. I know we travel a little more now than we used to in the years when our children were in school and whatnot, and we had those schedules to keep. That affects some of your health goals. You have to think through what you're doing and where you're going, what's available. As far as mental health and special conditions, just think about things like the meds that we're taking, our financial resources, and making time for some self-care and mental health breaks. Another thing I think as we get older, we need to be sensitive to, especially if we haven't maintained our health the way we've always wanted to, or the way we did when we were young, is creating smaller landmarks. It's easy to fall into the trap of, I need to lose 50 pounds, I need to lose 100 pounds, and that's the only number we see. We don't think about the small victories. And if we can set some small landmarks on things like weight loss or physical goals, maybe if we're doing weightlifting, we lift smaller amounts of weight than we could when we were 25. I know that's a case for me. I can't lift what I used to. Some of it's just loss of strength, and some of it is various injuries over the course of my lifetime. You tweak your back enough times, and now lifting becomes something you have to do much more carefully than in the past. So those landmarks need to adjust with our age and our physical and mental abilities. And then with regards to the mental, same thing. Smaller steps of change toward better mental health. Small amounts of time for self-care, maybe a friendship change, maybe, sorting out toxic relationships, and just making those small steps to where we're actually happier, more comfortable in our own skin, and living the quality of life that we want. We always want to adjust for family activities. We, with our family, not every week, but almost every week, we have a big family meal out. And there are several reasons I like this. Once it's fun, you take the kids out and have a good time and laugh, and somebody else cooks the meal and cleans up. That's the part I really like. But then, actually, no, I really like being with the grandkids. I will sit and just smile at the table sometimes because I'm so happy to be with the grandkids and watch them interacting and learning. And that is one of the reasons we do this. We want the children, the grandchildren, to learn how to behave well in a restaurant, and how to order their meals, and how to be polite to servers, and just learn some of the art of being social and interacting. And it's fun to watch it progress. We had a great time last night taking a couple of the grandkids out and one son. So it was two grandchildren, not with their parents. And our sweet little granddaughter, at the end of the meal, when I was taking her home to her parents, she said, "I think I talked too much. My mouth hurts." And it was just funny, because she had been extraordinarily chatty. She was chatting to her Uncle Joe, who she doesn't see all the time. And to see her go from a shy little girl to almost a tween, and talking with her Uncle Joe so much that her mouth hurt. That's unusual, but it's a delight to watch in progress. So how does that relate to what our topic of the day is? We don't want to give up those times. You don't want to get so rigid about health concerns that you say, oh, we can't go do that because I might go off my diet. Make time for those gatherings and celebrate and enjoy, and then go back to the self-care that course that you've set for yourself. Don't give up on family time in order to accomplish something that is important, yes, but the relationships are even more important. Here's another little thing in goal setting that we have to think about. I know I do, and I know Cliff does, and that is the right equipment, in particular shoes. If you are like us, you've discovered in your elder years the value of a great pair of shoes. And I'm getting so picky on shoes, it's unreal. They have to be comfortable. I do not want to slip and slide around in shoes. I don't want them falling off my feet, and particularly if I'm going to do something like exercise, walk, etc., I want comfortable shoes. So in the comments, let me know if I'm the only one or if you too have found the value of great shoes. And there's lots of other exercise equipment. We'll talk about a couple other activities in some of our other videos, but discover what the right equipment is for you for being healthy, okay? And then find the right rewards for success. Maybe it's time spent with the grandkids. Maybe it's peaceful relationships, finding a good companion, a friend that you can sit down and enjoy an activity with and just enjoy the ease and comfort of friendship. Find whatever it is that motivates you to be healthier, to take better care of yourself physically and mentally, and then reward yourself accordingly. So March is the month to talk about health, my friends, and we're not just talking physical health, but mental health too. So be at peace with yourself and be grand.